Hi guys, here we are on the 12th hole at People's Golf Club, and what we're going to discuss is probably one of the most commonly asked questions in golf, and that is how do you increase distance. I think there's two ways that you can only increase distance, and that's down to my personal opinion. But I think you need to have the correct face and path relationship, and you have to have the correct strike. So if you miss off centre, if you miss the centre of the club face, that can affect the distance dramatically. So what I'm trying to get across today is how important it is to understand your fundamentals of the golf swing. So I had a lesson a couple of weeks ago, and the guy could only swing at 70 miles an hour. Older guy, maybe 60, 65, but he was trying to hit the ball too hard. And when he was trying to hit the ball too hard, he wasn't creating the correct strike, so he was heeling it all the time or towing it, so his strike pattern was quite scattered. Anyway, that can decrease distance even more because you're not finding the middle of the club face. But probably one of the most common things that I see that people that don't hit the ball as far, I was reading this survey, and people who hit down on, so people between the handicap of 15 and 24 hit 3 degrees down on the ball. So what I mean by hit down on the golf ball is, so if I'm hitting down on the golf ball, I'm hitting it like a wedge shot, and if I'm hitting it like a wedge shot, then I'm decreasing the loft even more with the driver, which is going to get my path going out to the left. The ball flight's going to be a lot lower. But anyway, what I'm trying to insinuate is, or try and get across, is we need to hit the ball on the up. So if we hit the ball maybe 2 or 3 degrees up, tour average is 1 degree down, believe it or not. But these guys are more focused on maximising distance through the strike. It's so important for any other golfer to advocate the same technique. Anyway, so if it's not a pre-swing principle, so what I mean by a pre-swing principle is how you set up in the golf swing. So what I see with players is they stand with the ball position too far off the back of their stance, and as they come down, so as they come down to impact, they're hitting down on the golf ball instead of hitting up on it. So when we hit down on the golf ball, we de-loft it, we'd lose carry distance, and we're going to get that left to right shape because we're hitting down on it, the path naturally goes out to the left. Anyway, pretend that's one example. Pretend that pretend the golf swing's a car and we've got gears. So one of the other common faults I see is in transition. So as people take the club back, then they maybe only get to second or third gear. But a lot of golfers don't have the flexibility. But what I'm trying to do is find that fourth or fifth gear. So as you come back down, you create a bigger shoulder turn, you create more coil, your shoulders rotate a bit more, you can create that much more club head speed. But anyway, try and rotate a bit more in the backswing. Another thing that happens is, and probably one of the best tips I've ever learned is when you're hitting a golf ball, so when you're hitting a driver, feel like the left shoulder moves up the way. This is a great tip from Dennis Pugh on the Golf Channel a few weeks ago. So make sure your left shoulder moves up the way. So what I tend to see is with golfers who have quite a low left shoulder, what this does is it contradicts the path and face relationship. So as left shoulder, don't create much of rotation. As I come down, path's going out to the left, the club face is probably going to be open to that path. I'm not creating much rotation through impact, and the club face is probably, the strike's probably going to go off centre. Anyway, what I'm trying to do is, by getting this left shoulder to move up the way, what that'll do is it'll get our path goes slightly out to the right. And also, when you've probably had a lesson in the past where a lot of the same coaches say you need a little bit of spine tilt. So what I mean by a little bit of spine tilt from this angle, my left shoulder should be higher than my right shoulder's lower. So by getting the left shoulder to move up the way, this will keep that pattern going. So as I come back in, the left shoulder's high, I create a little bit of spine tilt. It's called the lower and upper centre. So I'm not doing this trying to get spine tilt. I've got a natural spine tilt, so I can go back, then I can go through, then my left shoulder's rising up the way, up like that. What this will do is it'll increase distance, and it will increase the trajectory on your shot. So if you miss, what I'm going to do is come close into the camera. So if we hit down on the golf ball, we're making contact. This is called the vertical gear effect. So if contact's made above there, above the middle of the club face, then there's going to be less spin because there's more roll in the club face. But if we make contact down here, that's the point of the club face that's got the least degrees of loft. So we're going to create more spin and you're going to create more curvature. But anyway, if you adopt the old method where the low left shoulder, you're going to have, it's quite a handsy approach, there's lack of rotation. And we want to use the bigger muscles, so getting the shoulder to move up the way, we'll create a little bit of spine tilt, so our head's slightly behind the ball, we'll create that upward motion, so we'll eliminate that spinning shot. Anyway, it's so important to understand the concept of trying to keep this left shoulder going up the way, and then going up the way, like all through impact. But the two things that I've learned over the past is, you can only hit the ball as far as you can swing. So as I was saying, I had a lesson with a guy a couple of weeks ago, only club head speed only 70 miles an hour, but he was trying to hit 110, and that's just going to create more of a diagnosis of errors. So what I'm trying to do is stick to your strengths. So if you can only swing it at 70 miles an hour, swing it at 70 miles an hour. You're going to maximise strike, you're going to maximise directional plane, so the swing path, you're going to get your plane more hitting up on the golf ball. There's going to be less curvature because you're obviously missing, you're hitting the middle of the club face as opposed to off centre. But anyway, that's two of the most important things. So work on your ball position, ball position, find that extra gear by rotating and getting that left shoulder to move up the way. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you an example. So left shoulder moves up the way, my weight gets off my right side. So what a lot of people do is, when they come into impact, so what we want to do from top of the backswing is have a little bit of sidewards movement. By starting a downswing with our left side, we can rotate around that with our shoulders. But what people tend to do is they have the ball position too far back, so what they tend to do is they try and, instead of rotating around their left side, what they do is rotate around their shoulders. So they go like this, their weight's on, so from this angle, rotate around their shoulders so they get the top backswing, rotate around their shoulders so their shoulders move back, the hands move forward, their weight moves back, they don't get off their right side, and that's where you get that high spinny shot. But anyway, by sort of getting the left shoulder to move up the way, it'll eliminate this tendency to happen and you will maximise your strike and increase distance. So if you've got any thoughts on the video, so two things to work on, swing path and setting this a strike. So if you've got any thoughts on the video, let me know. Work on that left shoulder working up the way, and that'll eliminate any thought process or subconscious mind on thinking about anything other any other technical terms apart from that. That's the one tip I use when I'm driving. It's a really good tip to take on board and improve your performance. So if you find my tips helpful, subscribe to my channel at Jamie Allan Golf. It's a free subscription, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Jamie Allan Golf. Thank you.